Oh, hey everybody. Sorry, we're really busy. Can we call you back in just a second? Thanks. I had to do it. It just felt right. Hey everybody, welcome back to Office Hours. Hi. How are we doing this week? Hey Nick, how you doing?
Hey, good, Andrew. How are you?
Oh, I am fine, fresh, and flying high. We are doing well on top of the week, and I guess we're on top of the week at the end of the week. I guess like it's better to
Yeah,
end on a high note, right?
yeah. That's how
Super.
that's how Fridays feel like.
Yeah,
That's
which
pretty
is
cool.
hopefully how you guys look at this show. Here we are always the last show of the week on Fridays, and it's either the high of the week or it's the low of the week that we're just like coasting into the weekend. So one of those two, or anywhere in the middle, wherever you want to be. Welcome to Office Hours. Hello. This is Adobe Abroad version of Office Hours. And Nick, what does that mean? What do we do here on this show?
It means we're talking mobile apps on the go, not being at your computer, and trying out all these great apps that are mobile based that Adobe has brought to us through the Creative Cloud, man. We're on what, number 6 today?
Yes, episode number 6. We've got two more after this one, and then we will be coming back. I guess this is the hot tea. We will be returning with a new version of Office Hours, which we'll actually be teasing a little bit at the end of this show. So make sure you stick around all the way to the end to find out where Office Hours is going next.
Yeah.
What has been the transition? Because we're on. This is technically season 3. What were our
Yeah.
first two seasons for those that are just joining us?
I guess that's the best way to call them, right?
Yeah.
Seasons, like
I think
groupings,
so.
whatever
Yeah.
they are,
Yeah.
themes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
originally we focused a lot on your portfolios, how to have good case studies. We did a lot of review, and then what was our second season, Nick?
That was you're so bad. Oh, it was our course. That
That's
was
right.
our whole course. And that's where we like started homework. We got into the Discord and we saw all your stuff that you're doing. And that led to season 3, which is
Adobe Abroad. Man, I was looking for something like a technical thing, and you threw it back to me, and now I know how you feel. Yes,
see,
Adobe Abroad,
see.
which is focusing on all of the mobile apps. We have covered so far Lightroom, we've covered Spark Post, we've covered Adobe Rush. So we are
Nice.
going to cover today.
Yeah.
Drum roll, please. Nick, what is it? Where are we going?
Adobe Capture, which is like 9 applications in one.
It really is.
Crazy.
This
Yeah.
could be like 3 or 4 episodes, but we're gonna try to pack it all into one, which is gonna be
Yeah.
wild, but also is gonna be very fun. It's been a
Yeah.
little while since we've seen you, and by that I mean a week. It just feels
I
longer.
it does.
So let's do this. Let's sound off in chat. If you are here from chat, if you're in Office Hours regular, say hi. If you are a newbie, go ahead and raise your hand. If you
Yeah.
can, raise up your tiny hand. Oh, my tiny hand is keying out green. I don't know
Oh
why.
no, you're right. It's got a little
It's got a
odd
little
color to it. What
green tint.
happened?
So raise your little tiny hand in chat if you are here for the first time. And if you are on YouTube, make sure you transition over to Behance, be.net/live,
Yeah.
and leave us a red heart in chat to let us know that you're coming from YouTube. We're all chatting, hanging out over there. And
Yeah.
Nick, where's the place that we can hang out and chat after the show
It's a
finishes?
little spot we like to call Discord. Little joint down the street, right?
That's right. Just the local watering hole. Yes, our Discord is the place to be. I'm sure a moderator will go ahead and toss this into chat for us. But you can hang out on our Discord. It's a great community, great way to get involved. And that is where all of our giveaways happen. And speaking
Yeah.
of giveaways, Nick, what's happening today?
We have like the best giveaway ever.
We do have a really good giveaway today, guys.
It's like the coolest Adobe sweatshirt. We're talking zipper pulley, hoodie, all that fun stuff.
Yes.
Adobe's really following up with some good stuff for us to use and give to you guys. It's gonna
Yep.
be great.
Yeah, and if you
Yeah.
want to, there is always a thread going in our Discord. If you guys want to hop over there right now, there is always a group over here in general, right over here in the chatting tab that people are hanging out and talking about office hours. So we're going to hop in there and say hi to, I think our friend Elizabeth is in there right now. Hi, Elizabeth. Are you there? You're live on the air on Office Hours. I think she
Where
has her
else
mic
does that
muted.
happen?
I know
Come
it's
on.
true. So if you guys want to hop over there, and a lot of people are usually hanging out in there chatting, and that's where we will be going after the show to do the giveaway, to hang out with you, and to just chat a little bit.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
Nick,
I'd love to make one fun little call out before we
you
get
do
into
it.
here.
Do it.
Because we have something really fun to mention, and I want you guys to all congratulate our buddy on the chat, Stephen Overturf, and his new job. He just landed a great new job.
Steven, tell us
announced
about
it
your
the
new
other
job.
day.
Yeah, what's going on?
He's working for the LA Galaxy. He's coming to
Oh
LA. It's like a
my
great little
goodness.
small world. Look at that. So give him a great cheers. Congrats. It's always good to see all of our folks and friends kind of like do better and make it to a new level. Great stuff, man.
Great
Really
stuff.
proud of him. Yeah,
Bravo.
good stuff.
Cool. So let's take a look at some of the homework before we hop in here today. Again, we are going to be covering a bunch of stuff, but we want to make sure that we talk about what we did last week and celebrate some of the work you did. We also will be doing a giveaway to the people that do the homework. And so last week we talked about Adobe Aero. Adobe Aero is a great program. I believe that the Aero Twitter actually tweeted out and was super excited to see their product featured here on Office Hours. And they were so excited to see your homework. So let's show off some of your homework and see what you guys created. Let's look at Terry's. And Terry, it looks like you got through the tutorial, put this little robot guy on there.
That's great.
Nice.
Look at that.
Yes. Oh, and he's even doing a little roam. Oh, and then he flies away. So last week we did do Aero, which is augmented reality. We worked on phones, on iPads, and we place things on different surfaces, animate them, make them 3D, all kinds of awesome stuff.
Yeah.
And let's see here, Stroofy. Let's take a look.
Uh-oh.
It's a little flying bike.
There you go.
It felt
Love
magical.
Yeah, that's great. These
All
are
right.
so cool.
Let's see here. Golden Rose. It looks like you did maybe the some of the poster that we had talked about, like the 3D extrusion. Let's look. Ooh.
Look
She
at that. I
spins.
like it. Very
So,
cool.
Again, an Aero, if you missed last week, super easy to animate and super easy to make things in 3D. Another version that I posted with some 3D text added in Aero. Oh, that's probably so loud for you guys. I'm going to turn the sound off. Sorry about that.
I had it on mine as too.
Yes. Yo. Yes.
Oh, look at that. That's so great. Like, man, it opens up every possibility. A few of you guys did some stuff that made me even think I just should add it to every Instagram story, add some AR to it, you know?
Yeah,
just
why
for fun.
not? Yep.
Yeah.
I definitely started thinking about that last week of like, how can I just display boring work in like the coolest way ever using this?
Yeah. Yeah, this is great. I loved, which one was it that I really thought was kind of a cool one? I think it might have been the first one by Julie B. Take a look at that one.
Yes. My favorite was Laura with the cat that seemed to be attacking.
Yeah.
That made me very happy.
Yes,
All right,
exactly.
so looking at Julie B. Oh, you did a full Behance project. So let's hop over here and take a look and check out this post. Click.
Isn't that great?
Nice. Yes, we have a full dance. Things are flipping. Things are turning. Oh, it looks like we did some animated on paths. Great
So
job.
great.
That's
Love it.
awesome. That's
Well
fantastic.
done.
Well,
Well
good
done.
work, everyone. Thanks for doing the homework. And as always, hop into the Discord at the end of this session, or hop into Discord now. There's probably people talking, hanging out. You can type in chat, or you can go over to the Discord, and people will be talking there as well.
Excellent.
All right, Nick, let's blast through this lecture and get hands-on with Capture because we have so many things to do. I've got all kinds of fun sitting on my desk over here to show you guys. So, yes, it is a very much a Mary Poppins day. We'll reach into our bag of tricks. So
We
let's
want
hop
to give
in.
you that warning that it's going to get a little messy. Yeah,
will.
we got a lot of stuff ready to show for you guys.
Yep.
So this is our intro to Adobe Capture. And Adobe Capture used to be called, oh no, it was Capture, but it did one or two things way back in the day.
Yes.
And little by little, all these other ones, they compiled it into one app. So this is not augmented reality. This is not a 3D thing. This is not film. What it is it's just taking your camera or any photo you have in your camera roll and letting it become assets and creative tools to use and build in all the apps that you would use. Particularly taking this now and turning it into any other app. Also, what a great transition into all of the desktop apps, which is fantastic. So
And that's what
we're
we've
going to
been
go
talking-
over all of that.
Yeah, that's what we've been talking about on this show. The whole goal is workflow on the go. Capture is like the program for this. We've showed you other ways to do things. We've shown you really cool tools. Capture is the way to stay creative when you're out and about. If you are going to the grocery store and you see packaging, and you're like, I like that type. There's a way for you to find out what that type is to get synced to Adobe fonts. You can find the colors on things. If you're in a floral garden or a, what are those called? Botanical garden.
Botanical.
And you find some cool flower, you can grab those colors. If you get a photo with cool toning, you can apply that to other things. It's all about just capturing and taking in the world around us and then leveraging it for creativity, which I think is such a cool tool.
Yeah, yeah. These are everything it does. Everything from looks, materials, brushes, shapes, filters, type, patterns, colors. And it just makes them from anything that the camera can see or anything you take in. It's kind of like when you see people messing around with color Xeroxes or scanners and trying to do funky things with them
Yes.
to capture,
That's my
something
zone.
on print.
Yep.
This is literally like your crazy scanner in your pocket. It's pretty amazing.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely. And as always, we have promised the chat a million times that we would give them a Tiny Hands brush, and the Tiny Hands brush will be coming today. At the end of this episode, if you want to, you can go to bit.ly/Adobe Office Hours down there, and it will link you to a Creative Cloud folder. And in that folder, we will actually have all of the assets that we are doing today. So we will export this Creative Cloud library, and it is collaborative, so you'll be able to download and use any of the things that we make today, including the Tiny Hands brush. So let's hop in here. We're talking about transforming from mobile onto computer. We're going to really skip through this. There's ability
we only
to make
got
patterns.
3 slides, guys.
We'll show you how to do
literally.
this. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, our like lecture today is us showing you like we'll do this and then we'll do this and we're also going to do these. And I think I thought about having our classic like why capture, but like the answer is just because like there's not really a slide to make.
The question is, why not capture?
Why not capture?
Because like honestly, it's the best tool you have in your phone.
That's it.
For
yes,
sure.
3 slides and then a slide that just says, "Let's get into demo." So I guess let's get into the demo, y'all. Nick, do you want to take it away first?
Yeah. Cool. Let me log on here and get this ready to go. You tell me when you have it, and it is on.
It is on. We are up and we are good to go.
Excellent. So guys, I want to just show you, this is how simple. I'm on iPad. Andrew's going to be on phone. I haven't seen one thing that feels different. I think it's completely compatible, exact same program on both.
And by
tools,
me being
right?
on phone, he means that I am also on iPad.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. No, it's okay. All the things are the same on the phone, so we're both
here's
on iPads,
all of your fun little areas. You've got everything from the brushes to patterns to colors to looks to shapes. I'm going to start here with the material. And material is great when you have, particularly, I'm trying to think of other things you would use it on, but most importantly, you can use it as a new starter asset in Dimension. So let's say you want a specific texture or something cool. Here you have this kind of 3D ball, and that's the same thing they use in Dimension. And when I'm done with this and Andrew's going to show you his stuff, I'm going to start setting this up. And when we come back, we're going to see how it actually works in Dimension. So the first thing you're going to do, I could either use my camera and I can use something like this, which is wood, right? And I can get this really cool wood grain shown and I can move that around just to see how it's going to look. Is this the right area? Do I want to get it on this lighter section or whatever I want? And this is just literally coming from the camera. Or let's say you have a photo. Let's say your client or someone actually gave you something to go off of. So I'm going to go to the camera roll and I've made a few textures here. So this one's like a burlap. Okay. So perfect example. You go in there, you can see how it looks, right? But it has some really cool stuff. So I can go into this section here and it has some presets, just like when you're in Instagram or anywhere else. And I can see full saturation. I could see full contrast, right? I can go up there. This is kind of neat. This could actually, it doesn't even look like burlap anymore. It kind of looks like a funky graphic, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of neat, right? This
almost
reminds me of like
a close-up of like an LED screen.
Yeah, exactly. Now look at this. Look at this funky like hexagon pixel. That would take me at least even in step and repeat and pattern, that'd still take me 30 minutes.
Still a long time, What was the light bright thing?
Oh, totally.
The light bright. Yep. And it's currently stacking all these effects, which is really cool. So if you want to experiment, I love doing that with Adobe apps, is that it's not just like, oh, turn this on and off. I think the real interesting stuff happens when you start stacking things and how do these filters stack on top of each other and create new things.
You taught me something new. I didn't even realize that, because you're right. As you go to each one and turn them on and off, they're kind of blah, but then you add a few and you're like, look at this. Okay, perfect.
Oh, and yes, okay, so someone is asking that they don't really understand the orb things. Can you talk a little bit about what that orb is and why it's there?
I'm assuming this is here to show you what it might look like, not only on my surface, but by giving you this little piece here, it kind of shows you how highlights and shadows are going to look when you put it into Dimension.
Exactly, So
let's add a few more.
Yep, and it's also showing you, it has that cut through so that it can show you how it wraps around edges, so that how it functions as like a 3D texture, and not just like a flat image.
and also the perspective of it, right? So does this pattern get lost when it's at a very like sharp angle?
Yep.
And so it's just giving you that way. I can obviously go in here and I can pixelate even more by going here. So look at all this control. And this is all coming from a picture I took of like just a swatch of burlap. It's pretty crazy. So when you're all said and done, the other stuff you can do here is you can look at it on a cube. You can look at it on a little stool. And it even gives you this, which is kind of funny, like a little shopping bag.
Just because.
Just to see what it might look like on product or something.
Yep.
But I'm going to go back to this, the rolling thing here. And then once you're cool and you've kind of like this, so let's go back. I'm going to take a few of these off. I liked this one. That just had that right look. So I'm just going to hit the check button. Look at this. I have even more stuff. This is crazy. So roughness, detail. If I want to add a little metallic sheen to it, it's going to add some little metallic highlights into it.
Yep.
The intensity as well.
And this is making it so that it feels authentic. You can see that it's starting to feel like you could touch it and feel it. And that's what all these do, is it gives it a little bit more of that 3D touch.
Yeah. So again, like how this is how you're bringing something in, not only that you've captured with your phone, it's actually doing the work of making this like a skin now for where you're going to take it and do it. So I'll hit save. And again, all you got to do here now is it's actually saving to your Creative Cloud library. So like Andrew said, we've made this Adobe, I can spell, I'm just abbreviating Adobe there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Adobe Office Hours Capture is our Creative Cloud library in here. So if I want, I could take this, give it a name.
And what we'll do is, somebody asked in chat, this is the Creative Cloud library we'll be uploading for you to download at the end of the show. So everything that we're creating today, like this burlap that he's saving into the Creative Cloud library, you'll be able to download it and use it. So that's somebody who was asking, is there something we need to download? No, just download Spark and play around with it. But we will be giving you a bunch of resources by the end of the show. Yeah.
So one thing I love to do too, I'm sure you do the same, is if I'm saving something, I try to make sure it's something I know I can search for, but I'll always do even a _1, because chances are in my world, there's going to be burlap 2, 3, 4.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And it's great because Creative Cloud Libraries does have the functionality to search for things. And so being able to like name stuff and have really good file structures is super helpful. And what's really cool is I can actually, on my screen, let's give it a second here and see if it shows up.
Sure.
So Nick is currently sharing this Creative Cloud library with me. And so as he works on things, it will actually show up in my library as well, because we are both collaborators on it. So Nick, keep going and I'm going to keep refreshing.
Yeah, perfect. So I'm going to show you the next one up, which is type. Now this is a really interesting one, because in so many different ways, you see a font or you see something out and about. So if you've taken that picture, great. We can do that. I'll show you really quick. I'm going to go to my camera roll. And I can find something that was done in a particular font like this. Look what it does. It's identified immediately. Even that tiny little type in the middle. These are all areas that I can look at individually and see. So I'm going to just pick this one here, Glamour. We want something. And how many times do you see something like this and you're like, I don't even know where to start. Like, what font could this possibly be? So let's just do a quick check. And what it's going to do is it's going to find some similar ones, all in like the Adobe Creative Cloud, all in the type kit. And what's great is these are a great starting point sometimes, just to see even what kind of family to look up and see, which is fantastic.
Yeah, especially if you're somewhere and you're just like, oh man, I really like this vibe. You can find that vibe super easily.
Yeah, so I'm going to try something I have here. So we're going to take this now. I'm going to go back to X. We'll go back to camera now, and I'm going to find something cool here. So this 360. Right there. We'll take a picture of it. Look how it found the 365. And now it's look how close it got with that first one. Pretty damn good.
Yep.
And we
even have options, and you also can change the text if you want to maybe use that font for a different logo or something, and I'll show you how to do that. You can change the text and kind of preview where you want to go.
I just love that idea of how this works. And it's like, what's neat too is it might be something, maybe you're not out and about with it, but you can find by going to anything that you've actually taken, going back to that camera roll. And if you have any kind of funky font like this, what's funny, look at this, it showed that, but that's not the one I want. So I'm going to go take this, and now I'm going to drag. How did I do this before? Do you remember this one?
The drag around, it's still synthesizing, it looks like.
Yeah, I'm trying to, there we go. I had this yesterday where I figured out how you actually can, if it's, I don't want that font. I wanted the font that was this orange one. It's still synthesizing. You're right.
And yes,
Let's go
Elizabeth,
back.
you can search for similar fonts. So while Nick's doing this, I'm going to flip over to my screen.
Go for it.
Here we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn on my camera so you guys can see. I'm going to go over to type, and again, I'm going to hit the camera button right there. Here's my desk. There's my computer. It's very lighty. And I'm going to start with this record that I have in the background. So this is a record for My Fair Lady. And I really like it, and I like the type that's specifically on the top there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in here and take a picture of this type. We are so close. Hold on, I need to move my mic over this way. All right, there we go. All right, so let's see here. I really like this type. And let's grab a picture right there. Sounds good. All right, so it has obviously found that type for me, which is very helpful. And I'm just gonna hit that check mark. So let's see what it pulls where.
I love it. You're using such a great example of the fact of like old album cover art and the fonts they use.
Yes.
Where would you even go, right?
Absolutely, yep. And so you can see here that literally I have found things that are pretty close. Like this one, the Rex Harrison right here, Termina Heavy, is pretty much exactly what I want. And the great thing is I don't want this to say Rex Harrison, right? But I'm like, I'm not making a brand that's Rex Harrison. Maybe our brand is knock. I don't know, that's the first word that came to mind. So I can enter my own text here and just type in cool, K-N-O-K. Let's say that. And I can hit done, and it will change. So now I can see what the type is going to look like for the client in all these different fonts, and maybe find one that is a little bit better for the use based on what I had found using that type feature. And so what's great is I also can do this for other things on there, right? So I can go back. Oh, click on these arrows. Come on, arrows. There we go. I can go back, and it takes me back to the photo that I'd started with. And here I can just drag around. So let's say that I want maybe a supporting type that looks a little more like that Fidelity. I can click and drag, and I'll just drag this around here and hit OK. And now whatever is in that blue box is what it's going to be finding. So you can see that it's gone pretty close with some of these. I think that freight text is actually the closest. I love freight and use it all the time. And yes, the feature is also built into Photoshop. It is. It's magic.
Yeah.
I think that Capture like is in a lot of programs and is compatible with a lot of programs, but also like on its own. So yeah, again,
it's Adobe Sensei.
It's Adobe Sensei. You can just click there, hit save, and this is going to be, maybe I'll type it in as headline. And I will hit save, and now it is syncing to the Creative Cloud, and now I have that headline there. And what's great is I think that this will be the case. Nick, can you go ahead and open up Capture and see if that has showed up in your type catalog?
Let's see. So here we go.
So you have your burlap. It may still be syncing, is the truth.
Oh, you're right. Let's see. Materials is there. We're going to type.
Cool. We're going to let that sync for a while.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So let's keep going on some of the other functionalities. Where do we want to hop to next, Nick?
Let's see. I'm trying to get to where is the, I got to go here and here. Perfect. Want to try shapes?
Let's do it.
Okay. So back here, where are we going here?
I'm trying to clean my desk off from all the things that I'm about to show you.
Let's see here. Where is the plus?
Up at the top. Yep, there you go.
Camera roll. There we go. Okay. So for shapes, I'm going to actually use the camera this time. So here we go. So all I did was some cool little doodle here. Here it is here. See if I can get this a little bit
It looks like
flatter.
You need to swipe up to shapes on the side as well. So when you enter the camera, on the right there, it will have materials, type, shapes. It will have all the different things. And so you can simply swipe in between them, and it will be super quick if you want to try new things.
Great.
Nick doing some lettering, of course.
There we go. So let's see. We get it right about there. Take a nice snapshot of it. Good to go, right? So it looks like it's picked up. Oh, I'm on type. I want shapes. There we go. Give me a sec. Go back to.
It's thinking.
What happened? What happened? Here it is.
There
All
it
right,
is.
cool. So you have a slider here ready. You can see what it's doing. And this is kind of neat. Say you want that effect. Look at even what it's doing to the keyboard. I mean,
Yep.
I've seen some pictures that you can capture. They don't have to be just black and white things that you've done like this. But let's say you want it kind of right there. You can get rid of that grid, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna find a nice spot there. Take a picture of it.
I will actually
There
use
we
that
go.
to do a lot of my textures. I've done
Yes.
like pepper on my desk before. I've done salt on a white table. I've done carpet. Like if you zoom in on carpet, you can get some really nice gritty textures in there. And this is scanning as a vector. So this will
Yes.
eventually turn into a vector. So it's really great for doing quick textures.
Love that. This is great. Now I can actually go in and I can take the eraser and get all this stuff out. So let's say I still like that texture that I had, but I had to compensate with this stuff. So, and it's a really nice, look at, I'm doing with the pencil, but this dragging eraser is really kind of, this is great. This is like, I'd love to see this on other apps. It's kind of neat, right? So there you go. We're ready to go. I can also go back and now when I'm done, this is something I can smooth it out a little bit if I need to. Turn that on.
And smoothing, yeah, well, basically, it takes a little minute, but it, smooths it out so that everything looks crisp.
Now it has that kind of like, it looks like a chocolate syrup. Like, you know, when people, a lot of hand letters.
Oh, yes, it's got that little sheen to it.
Right?
Crisp and delicious.
So I'm going to hit save. Perfect example. Again, always name it. Here we go.
And the cool thing that I think is about to happen, let's see if it does, it should, is over on my screen, and I'm gonna have to push some different buttons here. So Nick is, he saved that, right? And created that SVG of a vector of his signature, right? So let's say that I need that resource, and I'm like, hey Nick, I really need that sketch that you've done. So I can hop over here, and let's turn this on. I went away. Oh, so did, hold on, wait for it. There we go. So this is my desktop now. We're getting crazy today. It is shown up in our Creative Cloud library. I have this Longo 1 that he just created, and I can click and drag this onto the artboard, and now I have the vector of that thing that he just drew. We're very far away, but we have just used Creative Cloud library. We have a nice vector now of an awesome sketch, and it's good to go. It's crazy, and we're able to use it, edit it, share it across the World Wide Web, which is totally insane.
Amazing. Love it.
Do you want to do one more thing, Nick, and then I'm actually going to show some stuff with that as well?
Yeah, we'll do colors.
All right.
Let's do it. Okay, so I could do colors with something as simple as this, right? If you see anything that's kind of inspiring, whatever. But one time I was talking with a client, and they actually threw in their discovery, we'd love to see like Starbucks inspired colors. And I was like, what do we even do to do that? So I went here, took a picture of a local one like this. And what's great about it is now I can start grabbing particular colors that I really like that are here. And you can get these really great ideas of what to use. Also, what's neat here is I can definitely play with and alter those as well. But the cool thing is I'm getting this idea of what else we can do by picking up certain colors that are all within here. So if they like this wood grain and they like maybe the chalk that's in the back and then the green of the Starbucks, right? That's a tough one because it's like got mostly the, there it is, perfect. So I have these color palettes that I can save. And again, they go into the creative library. So I can actually do this really quick, save it, call it. But again, now it's giving you that option to do something totally different with it. I can go into harmonies, kind of mess those up a little bit, go back to the image if I need to and find some of the better colors. This is great for like if someone wants like a fairy tale look or an enchanted forest thing or something unique that, you know, you're like, what? I can find that picture. Let's see if it's there. And it's really so easy to kind of do. I have one here that's some idea. Where is it? Did I not save it? Here, even a beach one. So again, getting those perfect colors that are appropriate to the area that we're in. So you can get all these different things, save it, give it that. I'm going to call it gradient or beach. And now we have that to share as well. particularly with all of these collaborative jobs that we might be working on.
Yep, so Nick's gonna save those. Again, it's gonna sync to the Creative Cloud library that we're sharing, but I wanna show you how you can put that and take it into actual application. So let's hop back over to my screen. This is some art from Adobe Stock that I've pulled. Nice like purples, reds, whatever. And so what I wanna do is I'm actually going to go and head over to my iPad. Let's see if that works. There we go. And I'm going to add in some colors as well. So I'm gonna go to colors and I'm gonna turn on my camera and y'all can see that I have this super nice, I have too many things to hold. All right, let's go here. There we go. So you can see that I have this like really cool thing from French Paper Co. We've got some like really rad colors here. So I'm just gonna tap. There we go. And I'm going to go to image and kind of drag around. And you know what? I actually want to do, there we go, swatches. So you can change between doing a gradient and swatches. We had it set on gradient, but I actually want to grab swatches from here.
Swatches is better.
So you can see them dancing around there a little bit. It's basically just trying to pick up what are the key colors that we're seeing here. So I want to make sure that it has a good sampling of those. And I'm going to tap. And from there I can go to the image and again just drag around and find the colors that I really want. The oranges, I think that this blue is really nice. And the red that's coming from the lips, we want maybe a little more red here. And maybe we'll do some of this kind of, there we go, dark red. So this looks great for me and it's just pulling these from that image that I have in the real world that was sitting on my bookshelf that I really liked. And we're gonna hit save. And it's going to ask if we want to publish to color themes. I don't think that I want to right now. You can send this to color.adobe.com. Other people can see it. For me, it's not really important right now. So we're going to change this.
So I love what you have right now where this is a perfect example. How many times do you hear people saying they can't find the right colors and we shouldn't look to that default window of color swatches?
Yes.
This gives you like those authentic colors. They're harmonized almost already because they've been used before. It's so wonderful. Love that.
And so check this out. This is where it gets really magic. So are you enjoying Adobe Capture? I don't know. 5 stars, chat? Should we 5-star it? We'll 5-star it. I'll come back to it. So I'm going to head back to my main display and we can see that art that we had here. I can simply come in and I'm going to add the swatches that I have to my document. So I'm just going to go add theme to swatches and I imported those from that picture that I just took. And then we go to edit, edit colors, recolor with preset, and then go to, actually let's just do recolor artwork. I think to make sure that I put those in my swatches. I did, cool. Nice. So then I can come in and I can choose my color library, color group, French paper, which is what I just called. And boom, now it is recolored to those French paper colors. If I want to, I can shift them around and make sure that we have something that kind of vibes right. There we go. So it looks good. So that is taken all the colors that I had in that palette and reassigned them now to this image. So you can take something from the real world that you see and then pull it over and make it so that you can apply it directly to something that is digital right away. Super, super powerful tool.
That's so cool.
Right.
And it's all started from inspiration, something you found, brought it in digitally, and it worked.
Yep, absolutely. And let's do one more just because we have a little bit of time. And hello, Angela. Welcome. First time tuning in. Thanks for hanging out with us. I'm going to show one more thing, and we're going to pull some colors just because I think this is the coolest tool. Let's go ahead and pull some colors from this poster that I have by Amy and Jen Hood, our good friends. That's my wall. So this poster was a poster that we did for Canceled Con. And I just love the colors that they used here. Some kind of like burrito-y colors. There's like a brown, a red, and I tore up a poster and then kind of put it back together so that we could get all those different tones. And so you can shift the RGBs and all that in the harmonies, but I want to come to the image and make sure that I'm picking up only the pieces that I really want to get. I think this red is a very core piece. The black, of course, we want. Let's get the white in there as well.
I love that blue in the background too. Isn't that neat?
Yes.
That's so cool.
Absolutely. Let's grab some of this blue that's right there. And that looks like a pretty cool color theme to me. So we'll save it. And I'm just going to save this as CC for Canceled Con. There we go. And we'll hit save. And now it is syncing to our Creative Cloud library. It's in a million tiny pieces above our heads. And when I come back over here, I can simply open up that library. You see it's already synced. Right click and add theme to swatches. We'll select our artwork and go to edit, edit colors, recolor artwork, and then choose our color library, which is the CC. And now we have a canceled conversion of our poster.
That's so cool.
Pretty cool, right?
Isn't that great?
Good work, everyone. It's pretty magical. All right,
I love it.
Nick, where do we want to go to next? I know we have at least a couple more things. I know we
let's
to
do
get
it.
to our brush.
Let's do one, and then you could do yours, and then
Yes.
we could combine them together and see how it looks.
Let's do it. There's so many things on our desks. All right, Nick, take it away.
Oh my gosh! So help me through this just in case. So I don't have this is a costume. I should just put the disclaimer out.
Nick
My
is
gold
a
chain.
baller.
Look at this. Yeah, the scale is pretty big. So for ropes, for all these different things, anything you want to turn into a brush, I'm going to take this here. I have it live in the camera, right? I will try to get as much as I can there. We're going to take a picture of it. Okay. So I'm going to first thing I'm going to do is crop it so you can see what you do here. Okay. We can refine it as well. So I can kind of find that right area. But I believe in style is where, now this is where you will pick, I'm assuming the brushes that you pick here are related. Oh, we want vector. There it is. Or pixel. How do you know how to do this?
Yes.
Because I thought okay, so you're going to walk me through this because
I'll do it.
Then you could do your fun
We'll
one.
go straight to tiny hands.
Gotcha. Okay. So the style.
My mic went off.
Is it? Oh, here it is. It's vector.
Yes.
Right?
There we go. Yes.
So
then we're going to go into settings, and in settings, you can change what the size, what the pressure is, kind of the spacing. You can refine a little bit. It looks like you might need to have it on white. It may not pull like a clean crop of that.
Let's see. Should we try it again? There we go. How's that?
Try to use the slider and see if that will change exposure to get a little bit more
Great
of a.
idea.
There we go.
Okay.
So we do want to get just a little bit more of that shane. Again, we have literally so many chords just like all over the place. So there we go. So we got the picture, and then it will crop it in. We can go into crop, and it will grab just the part that we want of that. And we'll actually start to see a difference pretty quickly here, I believe.
Okay.
And then we're going to go, into the settings.
Okay.
And from there, we can change the spacing, which we want to pull out a little bit, and probably the size a little bit. Yep. And the spacing will allow us to, it's going to shift those out. So right now it has a whole bunch of those. So yes, it looks like spacing probably needs to go out way further.
Interesting.
And then it looks like
tried this before. Yeah.
It looks like it's scattering it. So let me hop over and do the hand brush. Because it does look like it's doing a scatter where it should be doing a repeat. So maybe play around with some of those. I'll pop on over here. So
you go and do it.
All right, here we go, y'all. Where's the button that I want? There we go. So what I'm going to do, we're doing the tiny hands brush. I promised that we would do it, and we are going to do it. Here we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to brushes. I'm going to hit the camera. And again, this is going to be super weird because the angle just has to be weird over my microphone stand. There's my tiny hand. So let's go ahead, drag this up, and right there. All right, so I got my tiny hand, and now what I'm going to do is mess around with some of these settings to make sure that it actually looks like a tiny hand and not just a brush. This is great for doing actual brushes. If I wanted to take a Sharpie, I could do that pretty quickly, but we'll come over to settings. I'm going to make the size big so I can see it well. And then I'm just going to change the spacing, and we'll see that it's starting to space out a bit. You'll see that it has literally just repeating versions of that photo. So we're going to want to crop this in. Let's go ahead and crop it, and I'm going to blow this up and just turn it so that I have just the hand in that space. So there we go. Tiny hand is in that space.
Nice.
It looks like I'll need to change the exposure on that. Let me see. Where did I do that last time? Refine. I think that's what it is. Yep. And then I can kind of grab here and it's going to refine that out for me so that it will have more or less contrast.
Beautiful.
I'm actually going to kind of just tap around here, and it will grab different pieces of what I want it to focus on. There we go. So I want just the hand. Let's see if we can get just the hand in there. There we go. We got it. We got the hand. All right. So you're tapping on the area that you want it to take away. So we're going to save that right there. And then from settings, we are going to change the spacing so that they get, oh, that's terrible. That is so creepy. Yo, this is insane. So you'll see there that it is basically repeating these hands, and they're just following a path right now and getting closer and closer together.
So cool.
So we're going to leave a little bit of space for them, and then we can add different things like scatters. We can have them not change at all, or we can have them go directional. They also can follow where the initial stroke is, but we want them to be directional because we want them to follow the whole way. And so we are going to go to save. And here you go, y'all. Y'all are getting it. The thing that you've waited the entire year for, the tiny hands brush. That's right. It's happening. So we're going to hit save, and then we'll see that it saves and is going to sync to the Creative Cloud. And I'm going to open up Photoshop. And while I do that, we'll play around with it in there. Nick, do you want to go ahead and hop over and talk about some patterns?
Yeah, let's do that. All right, cool. So this is funky because, man, you could do, look at this. This is so funny. That's just the keyboard. So if you look at this centerpiece, all it's doing is it's capturing just a triangle of whatever I am showing. And it's giving you this repeat funky pattern. And as you move, you're getting all these different things.
Sorry,
and again,
just test this tiny hands, and it's so ridiculous.
Oh,
keep
no.
Going. Keep going.
I can't wait to see. So what's cool about this is how you can get an original pattern for a project you're working on. That imagine where you'd go and how much you'd pay for stock photography or anything like this. Particularly, look at this. It kind of has that vibe of like, it almost feels like tiling as well. So I'm just literally going to capture it, right? I can mess around with the angle here of what picture I captured. So trying to get the most dynamic vibe where, and look at that, it even creates that little star in the middle. Absolutely crazy. So such a cool little device. This is again, something we're gonna save, and we're gonna use it in particular things down the road, any other application. So again, saving it. It's gonna do it as a bitmapped PNG. And again, this is basically making a tile, a seamless square that you can now use and make complete patterns from this, because everything's going to butt up against each other on there. So I'll do a quick save and then hand it back to you.
So we've got that pattern, and we can apply that again anywhere we want to whatever we want. And here's the magic, y'all. Let's just go ahead and push this button and show you the magic. Here on my main display, we have an awesome Photoshop document opened, and I've simply clicked on the little tiny hands brush that I have and hit use in document. That's going to enable it for me in the document. I'm going to set the color that I want, so we want to find a good fleshy color. So let's do, I don't know, that's like a weird beige. We can use the different sizes to increase or decrease the size of this brush. And what we're going to do is we're going to click and drag and watch what happens here. Oh, we lost Nick, but that's okay. He's switching over to desktop.
Yes.
Pretend that the things you see on there are not real. All right, so we're going to click and drag, and you can see now that we have just tiny hands, just tiny little sweet little hands. We can change the color that we want, and they're going to continue to just be so tiny and so cute. We also can come in and change some of the dynamics if we want to. We can change the blending mode. We can come in here and I believe change some of the dynamics. So if we want to scatter, we can do a bit more of the scatter.
That's awesome.
Oh, it wants me to sync it from, I think that I might need to sync it from, make the changes on the desktop. Yes. Let's see if I move this over. Oh, there we go. Never mind. I got something that just popped up. All right, cool. So what I can do is if I want to scatter and do a little bit of a scatter brush with this, I can change the scatter here, and you'll see that we can do a count scatter. As I click here, it's just going to make crazy tiny brushes in different scatters. This is ridiculous. What are we doing here, y'all?
What is this, dude?
These are magic tiny hands. That is correct. So the tiny hands brush will be available for you. It will be up in our folder. But again, super easy way. I literally scan something on my computer. This is amazing for textures. If you want to like throw some paint or something on a toothbrush and like splatter it, literally just take a picture and then you have an immediate Photoshop brush that you can use as a texture to kind of click and texture over things, which is super helpful, which I'm actually going to show you. It looks like you need some slapping sound effects when you're brushing. I agree. So while Nick shows you the next thing, I'm going to show you, I'm literally going to take a picture of my carpet, which is right next to me, and show you how I can turn that into a brush and use it as a texture over a piece. So
Perfect.
Nick, I'm going to flip over to you and take that away.
You got it. So I'm in Adobe Dimension, and I want to show you how everything we made in that library can now be used in some other way, shape, or form. So I'm just messing around and bringing in these models here. Everything here is what comes standard in the app. So these are all the cool starter assets. But when I switch starter assets to library, now I'm getting all that great stuff that's here. So I made a plane on the bottom. I could easily fill that with our gradation that we made. This was one of the first things that we did, and it's going to bring in that blue and everything that's in there. Let's see if it gets that. Did it work? Why are we frozen? Probably because we have way too many applications open.
Yes. We're showing you all of the things.
That's
all the
crazy.
brushes I've created were by accident. Kyle T. Webster, watch out. Andrew is over here creating brushes.
Making brushes.
Yes, Kyle Webster's doing like good brushes, and I'm entering the scene with tiny hands.
That is amazing.
All
Why
right,
don't
so,
you take it back and I'll find out what's going on with
figuring that out.
here.
So I'm here, and let me go ahead and turn my iPad back on. So I've taken a picture of the wall next to me, and I'm going to go ahead and crop this in so that I've got a nice little texture kind of going on here. That looks pretty good to me. And I'm going to hit save. We're just going to name this one texture. And literally I just did the same thing where I took a picture of the wall and then increased the exposure so that it would take away a lot of that. And I'm going to hit save. So again, syncing to the library, Nick is able to use this too now because it is synced. And let's hop back over to desktop. And let's say we want some cool green texture on top of all these sweet little tiny hands. We'll hit OK.
Of course you do.
Yeah, why not? We'll hit OK, and let's give libraries one more second. There we go. I'm going to right click and use in document. And now you can see that it has outlined what that texture is going to look like for me. So this is a great way to just toss some texture on top. And that nice little kind of wall texture is now able to slap on top. Maybe we want to take some stuff away. And so we'll make a new layer. And we'll just put white on top, and that will add some texture to what we are doing on our design, right? So you can blow it up. We can keep it pretty small if we want, and just click and kind of drag some texture over. And you'll see that it's kind of having that little bit of a wall texture, just pasting again and again and again, right? Getting some really cool texture on there. And so that's a super easy way to just take a picture of carpet, take a picture of the wall. If you're walking somewhere and you like the concrete that you're walking on, super easy. Just do that. Just take a picture and you're good to go.
Like
and Nick,
stucco or anything like that would be great.
Yep. You're over in Dimension, Nick, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do some Dimension stuff. And you're going to be using what we had captured at the beginning with the different textures, right?
Everything, right? We got all this cool stuff here as well. So again, with things like this, these are basically the 3D models that you've brought into here. But from here, I'm on our library. So you can see here's our burlap, right? So I can bring this over, and the burlap's going to fill and kind of give it that structure, which is like crazy, right? This is just
the shading is gorgeous. Like the highlights, the lowlights, it feels like it's wrapped in that.
Exactly. And look, I mean, we go all the way around. We can see exactly how, like who thought this would come from just a screenshot of something that was taken downstairs, you know, on burlap or whatever. This is so cool. And Andrew can use it as well, the same thing, right?
Yep.
Some other stuff. We've got our color palettes, which are cool too. We have our pattern. We have the texture. So I'm going to take like this one here. Let's say you could take that Longo thing that we did, the first one, drag it here. I've got to convert this to a model. So what's nice is even anything you have in here that comes in as a standard, I can take it and now it becomes anything I can take on there and drag it in. So now we'll take it on here and we will get that graphic right on there.
Adobe Sensei.
Yes. Now look at this. I want to show you. So when you grab this, come on now, there it is. See how it bends the corner?
Yes.
Right there. So
Nick,
basically.
Let's do the ultimate collaboration. So keep working on that. I'm going to take a picture of my wall and it will be the ultimate collaboration between the two of us. Your signature, my textured wall. Keep going, and I'll give you a 3D texture real quick.
All right, perfect, great. So love this idea of what you can do with these kinds of things. The colors can be used for, let's say you're doing a background or something like that. So as long as I have those in there and those were kind of in tune with what I'm using for that piece, it works out great as well. We have just so many other different things. I'm gonna try the pattern on the top here. So if I drag this way, I now have the top here. And let's see if that pattern can work. Doesn't look like it. I wonder why that's not working. Let's see what else we can do. Go for it, man.
Cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you a texture for you to use on that box.
Great. Do it.
So we're gonna hit OK, and it should be syncing to the Creative Cloud right now.
Nice.
And if you guys want to create anything in Dimension with this texture as well, again, we will be uploading it and it will be there for you. This is a very collaborative show, and we love the full collaboration. All right, so the texture should be up there for you.
All right, let's see.
Just drag that material onto that box, and let's just see what happens together.
I'm excited to see. Let's see. So what did you call it?
So it is just titled Andrew.
Ah, okay. It's still probably
it is
through.
21 megabytes coming through there.
Oh, that'll go fast.
Yeah, so we have a couple minutes, so it will sync before we go, and once it does, Nick, let me know when you see it.
Perfect.
But let's talk a little bit about what is coming down the pipeline for Adobe Office Hours. We've got a couple weeks left, and in chat, we want to know what you want to see next week. We're planning on doing an episode about how to export, how to organize files, how to use Creative Cloud, that kind of stuff, which is great, and I use Creative Cloud all the time. The assets are easy to, we can cover that, great. But we also want you guys to have time to know more about what you want to see. So if there were things that we covered in the past that you want us to go more in depth on, let us know in chat right now, and we'll make a note and make sure to go back. Next week's going to be kind of an overview recap, and then the last week we will be having a fun time doing our game show as we do.
Yes.
And so
it's our first tradition.
It is a tradition for us. Yes. So let us know what you want. And so can you cut the models? You can apply a different material to the cap. Ooh, that's a good question.
Oh, yes, you can. So if you're back on there, they are all separated when you go into, it's like layers, basically. It's a folder. And if you break up that layer, you can now take that cap and turn it into anything you want. Not only color, but texture. You can make that flat and you can make the bottle metallic. So it gives you all that added kind of control to mess around with.
And it looks like, Nick, that has synced if you want to give it a check or refresh your app for the Creative Cloud library.
Here we go.
All right, so Nick is going to, and Nick, can you move your window just a little bit? It looks like the chat is showing up on the side there.
There we go.
There we go. All right, so nope, that was not the right button. Nope, that's not the right button. There it is. All right, so this is the texture that I have created, the material.
There we go.
On Nick's box.
Look at that. That's so cool.
Look at that. It really feels beautiful and strong and formidable. And can you change the size of that material on there as well? Just so
I'm a little afraid.
Get a good view of like the beauty and glory that is this material that we've captured here. Let's see if we scale it down. What happens here?
I can't figure it out. Let's see if I can scale it here. Hold on. It's not. Because it's a surface one. I don't believe it's 100% scalable.
Okay, which is fine. It's my face.
I can tell.
if you ever want someone's face on a box, you can very easily, using Adobe Capture, take a picture of their face and just throw it on a box for the material.
I think you could see there's the nose.
There's the nose. That's me. Yep, a little bit of the glasses. So it's gorgeous. So as we said, all of these resources are live and will be live right down here, bit.ly/Adobe Office Hours. I'll be dropping them into that folder literally right now. I'll export our Creative Cloud library, and you guys can play around with the Tiny Hands brush, the patterns, Nick's signature, whatever you want. You can play around. And your homework, Nick, this week, what is the homework that we are assigning to them?
We'd love you to take 3 of the tools and put those together into a really great social media post. We figured let's just show everybody what we're doing, because this one's kind of like unlimited, right? There's so many different things you could do with these capture tools. Pick 3, put a nice square together, anything you'd like. Theme is completely up to you.
Yep.
Tag us, put the hashtag Adobe Office Hours on there so we can let everyone see what we're doing. and put it in Discord as well. We'd love to kind of see it there as well.
Yes, Discord is the place to put it. If you're going to put it literally anywhere, Discord is the place. So you can go over here, bit.ly/OHabroad, or the moderator will be dropping a link into the chat right now. If you want to join us, we will be hopping over right now and hopping into the chatting channel over here on Discord. So join the Discord, come over to the chatting channel. We'll be doing a giveaway and just hanging out with you guys for a little bit. We love to hang out after the show. And so next week, come back. We will be doing a little bit of everything. We're going to kind of twist and turn and bob and weave to what you want to know on next week's episode. But it's the same time, 2:30. And Nick, we've got 1 minute. Let's preview what's coming next for Adobe Office Hours.
For next, we are going to be doing challenges. Then we're going to help people with particular design challenges, something they're stumped on. How do I make a poster that grabs attention? How do I make social media templates? We are each going to show you our own tips and tricks on how we would do that. And that person's going to come back at the end of the semester. We're going to see how they did as well. So it's going to be like the ultimate challenge. That's why we're asking for cool things for you guys to ask us. What do you need? What other things can we help you with?
Yep. So we're trying to step up the collaboration, step up the engagement, and just have fun with you guys. So thanks for joining us today. We will see you next week for the next episode of Adobe Office Hours. Let's hop over into Discord and hang out and get on your homework, y'all. Have fun. Bye.
Yeah. Have a great weekend.